the storm of the opening 2 days, which has, of course, offered up maybe a bit of calm today, well, we've got to go over the...
Inviting, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. The old tower surviving. Apparently part of what was an original citadel up there. Neighbouring towns used to... 29 years ago. Famous the road. Yeah, Dujardin is one of their faster finishers, but you wouldn't put him up in the same bracket as the rest of the sprinters we've mentioned. Certainly not on paper. Well, this is a bike race and anything can happen. Fabien Grelier, he's doing his best to get that name of the sponsor up there and out on the telly, as Sean was saying. I mentioned Calmerjan winning that stage. That was in 2017 at the Station des Rousses. You go back just over a decade. There was a golden year where they actually won 3 stages. Thomas Vauclair won 2, didn't he, in 2012, and he had that long period where he was out there racing really well. And Pierre Rolland, remember that one? Stage 11 that year. He won the year before previously, a couple of stages from the end on a very, very famous climb. So 56.5 Ks to go. Different shape to the peloton here. 46 seconds turns to 40.
Welcome. Well, after the storm of the opening 2 days.
Falls historically. Fishing as well as the wine production that we've been banging on about all afternoon. Plenty of towers around. There are 100 structures that were built in the 14th and 15th centuries.
And it's just what you were talking about as well, Danny.
Welcome. Well, after the storm of the opening 2 days, which has, of course, offered up maybe a bit of calm today, well, we're going to go over the Po plan. Destination Torino, starting off with.
We'll take a smaller break with that for the...
Welcome. Well, after the storm of the opening 2 days, which has, of course, offered up maybe a bit of calm today, well, we've got to go over the Po plain. It's destination Torino, starting off with Piacenza. And a calm atmosphere at the beginning of the day, and at long last, these sprinters are going to get to stretch their legs. But being pace and being ace, sometimes 2 very different things. Arkea, still, I guess, which you often get just standing next to their coach, to be fair. Yes, they are extraordinarily happy. Biggest win for them of the entire team's history. And what a stage stage 2 turned out to be.
I must try it. Our producer.
And yet the teams are not too nervous, although they were
26 seconds. Stretching his legs. 29 years of age now is Collier. It must have been squeaky bum time, by the way, this year for Bernardo's team, because it's been a while since they did anything at the Tour. You'd be wondering if they were invited, and I just wondered this year, starting in Italy, whether an Italian team would be invited. But no, so Tour de France looking after French cycling, making sure that Bernardo's team, a long-running team, and a team that still does very good work in the youth categories as well with its feeder teams, making sure that they are still here. In and around Alba. That's the San Lorenzo Cathedral. The older structure they think was built on that side at the end of just the 5th century. The current church that you see, built in the first half of the 12th century. I reckon it was based on sacred buildings from Roman times. It was remodeled after that in a Gothic style. There's been plenty of renovations. They've had to apply for planning permission a few times. The last time really restored was in the middle of the 1800s. Apparently they're trying to now restore it to its original appearance. The changing face of the San Lorenzo Cathedral, sitting right in the middle of Alba, and this is the hometown, by the way, of Sobrero. Rolling through. 500 meters in front of them is the sole man out in the road. 35 seconds now for Fabien Grelier. Through Alba, it's a town that's famous for its white truffles historically. Fishing as well as the wine production that we've been banging on about all afternoon. Plenty of towers around. There are 100 structures that were built in the 14th and 15th centuries. 12 of them roughly remain. Piemontese capital of fine wine. We've got a man who's been waiting and aging, maturing himself before he came back to a Grand Tour. 4 years since his last Tour de France. He must have missed being out in the front, and here he is. Most time he's been overstretched his legs. At 50 k's an hour, but as Sean was saying, it's a long way out and a big ask this. Certainly with all of the firepower left behind in the distance as well. 60 k's to go. Danny was talking about the next climb coming up. Looking at the profile, Danny, before we get to the start of the climb proper, it falls flat uphill all the way as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Like you said, it's about 10 kilometres, but it's kind of just undulating upwards at around kind of 1-2%, and then at the start of that climb, coming with 52.3 kilometres to go. It's a pretty consistent climb. Just over 3 kilometres at 4.7%. So you would argue it is the hardest climb of the day. But again, like Sean said, he doesn't expect anything to happen on that climb. But there's always that anticipation of any climb and trying to be in the right position. So naturally, the pace is just going to get higher and higher in the lead-in to the base of that one.
Narrowing of the road through town. Roadworks here and there as well. You can see surfaces have been relaid. Everybody making sure they're getting through as safely as possible. Into 60 k's to go, and already more sustenance is needed for Grelier. back to television viewers into the final 60 Ks now. Things are moving up on the dial at the Tour de France. It's been a slow burner today. Perhaps there's even an understatement. On our way to Turin. Began in Piacenza. 42 seconds for the lone attacker who went just a few kilometers back as we came through Alba. Fabien Grelier is the man out there in the front. And behind, Alpecin de Koning have retaken the chase. But Pogacar makes a rare wrong decision and goes the left-hand side, the longer side, around the roundabout. He's in yellow today. Grelier, who's out in front, Sean, riding for Total Energy. Of course, you know them as an historic team, Bernardo de Bos. They had a lot of success a long time ago, didn't they? Even just over a decade ago. Think back to the days of Vauclair when they were Europe car and the like. But in the last 10 years, they've only won one stage of the Tour de France. You think back, it came back at the Station des Rousses. It came from a breakaway, and it was Lilian-Calmerjan.
Yes, we remember that one, and we were concerned in the final kilometres. He started cramping up and had to stop pedalling and stretching on an uphill section, and you know, he was being followed by another rider. I think it was Guessing was chasing him on the road that day, and yeah, he managed to get over the climb and won that stage here. But for Jean-René Bernardo, as you said, you know, he's had many different sponsors, but still the same team under Jean-René's direction, and yeah, they have had a lean time over the last number of years. And when you see him going out here today with the way it's been, you think, well, are they just giving something back to the organisers for getting that wild card, as you said, Rob? You know, should they have got the wild card? And talking about our Italian teams, I don't think we're going to see that where an Italian team would get a wild card from a Tour de France organisation. It was always going to be one of the smaller French teams. But yeah, it's stirred things up a little bit here. I think the pace has certainly have upped a bit. Would it have, you know, happened if he hadn't been out there? Maybe it would still be the same, because the teams that are getting ready for the final here, they will slowly start to ramp it up a little bit. But yeah, you can see here this wide road for a rider out in front. Like this guy, the team know, everybody know there's no chance whatsoever. But at least he's getting the poob here, as we say, and he's getting on our cameras. And yeah, for a team like Total Energies, they don't have really anybody who can do something this final. So why not have a go there and get up the road?
Yeah, Dujardin is one of their faster finishers, but you wouldn't put him up in the same bracket as the rest of the sprinters we've mentioned. Certainly not on paper. This is a bike race and anything can happen. Fabien Grelier, he's doing his best to get that name of the sponsor up there and out on the telly, as Sean was saying. I mentioned Calmerjan winning that stage. That was in 2017 at the Station des Rousses. You go back just over a decade, there was a golden year where they actually won 3 stages. Thomas Vauclair won 2, didn't he, in 2012, and he had that long period where he was out there racing really well. And Pierre Rolland, remember that one? Stage 11 that year. He'd won the year before previously, a couple of stages from the end on a very, very famous climb. So 56.5 Ks to go. Different shape to the peloton here. 46 seconds turns to 47 for Grelier. It's still only a couple of teams riding. It's well under control with just over 56 Ks to go. I'm going to take my leave in a moment. Cotton Kirby's going to return and call you to the finish. However, Cotton, I'm going to leave you with one little nugget that I've just received from our good mate, Matt Stevens, who's just arrived at the finish. He says, I've just gone to the finish. The wind is currently going to be a head cross from the left-hand side right up the finish straight. Mostly cross, though, he says. The wind appears to be getting up ever so slightly. So we thank Matt, and I'll say goodbye. Over to you, Cotton.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you, everyone, for sticking with us today. It's been a challenge, but hopefully we've risen up to it. So most of you seem to be enjoying yourselves. It's going to get very, very lively. Gosh, it's amazing you can hear the bells inside the helicopter. I don't know how many times I've said that. But there'll be plenty more. As it is, we've got a man who's just tested the water, I think it's fair to say, with a 48-second now margin on the field. A field absolutely stacked with sprinters. And if the nerves were starting to fray just a little bit, because quite frankly there was not much else to think about, is the equipment right? Are the shoes right? Is my nose guard in the right place? We've had all of those questions today. Well, this man's got an answer to all of that. Forget about this, you might just throw it away. I think with 55 kilometres to go, 49 seconds is never going to be enough. But nonetheless, it's nice that he's rolled the dice. Sean, he's testing and probing, and that's what the day needed, really. Something just to spark it on.
Yes, well, we needed something like this to open up the race a little bit, and he is doing a good job here, but against the teams that are riding and the teams that want to control, get this down to a bunch sprint. It's not a case where he's going to get into the final unless they'll even just dangle out there at that 40 seconds, 50 seconds, maybe the minute, and just leave him there to the very end. But I think it will get so nervous as we get a bit closer to the finish inside the 40 kilometres to go, maybe 50 kilometres to go. I think there'll be a lot more teams wanting to be on the front, and the pace automatically just goes up then, and then his advantage will come down very quickly. But the interesting one is, as Rob mentioned there, from Matt Stevens on the ground, he was saying, a head side coming from the left in the finishing straight, but that long straight we have to get to that final kilometre is going to be coming. It's going to be coming from the right hand side, so it'll be interesting to see what the wind is doing there, how strong it's blowing, also the cover as well. We know in the finishing straight there's going to be a lot of people there, so you're in the protection, but in that other part where we have quite a lot of kilometres to do, that could be a place, if it's opened up a bit, it could cause a problem, because they will be going there at 65 plus kilometres per hour.
So nerves then for the sprinters. Mats Pedersen's already set his stall out. In fact, he's been extremely busy over the last couple of days, I must admit. Of all of the sprinters, he seemed to have thrived the best. He got up for the intermediate sprint earlier today. He's on it. 53.4 kilometres from home, and only a backup. Carlos Verona just acting as wheel guard here for Mats Pedersen. Here is Grelier up the road once again. Saw him in the Tour of Oman actually in 2019. Lucky enough to have been out there a couple of times, and he's he likes quite a grippy finale. When you know that he came in behind Alexei Litsenko, who's really gone off the boil in this tour, I'm afraid. Clearly one aim only for Astana, Kazakhstan, and that is, of course, to look after Mark Cavendish. But Alexei on his day, he can finish off a few jobs. And that day finished off quite an accomplished field, and Grelier had done a job out in the breakaway and finished in second place. I seem to remember as well there were some shoe issues along the way which maybe denied him. That's a long time ago, 2019, before COVID and all that. 49 seconds is what he holds, but as you can see, everyone's getting into colour order. And nice to see a flash of orange. I know the Euskadel days are kind of returning, aren't they, after a big hiatus. And the Rabobank orange as well, but there, it just put me in mind of that, Sean, with the Jaco Alula shoulders. Can they do it for Groenewegen today? He's got to be one of the shortlist.
Well, that is the big question. Who is going to be the fastest man here at the finish today? And you look at the performance of the riders over the last number of weeks, and the last maybe 3 weeks, and you can take from that how well they're going. But again, this race has been a really difficult one. The first 2 days, the opening 2 days, have been majorly difficult. So how well have the riders got through those days? The warm conditions also has had an effect big time on all the riders in the race, and more on some. So that is the unknown going out today. We heard from Sam Bennett there. First day he felt quite well. Yesterday he had the heavy legs a bit, and he's just hoping that today will be a good one. And that's what you need as a sprinter as well. You need one of these good days, and when you have good days, well then, it gives you the confidence. Well, you're going in the peloton and you feel that you're not suffering at all when the race is really going fast. Although today they haven't got a real test up to now, but you will know in the run in, how you're feeling, and all of that will be part of, I think, give you the head for the finish today. And but we'll have to see. This is going to be a spectacular one, and a lot of fresh riders here as well, able to prepare the sprint for the sprinters. GC men as well will be up there, because they will be a little bit worried about, a little bit of gaps are forming in the final number of kilometres. So all of that will make it this hectic final. And about positioning as well, the best riders in the world here, the fastest men, you have to have a bit of luck as well. You don't want to get into a difficult situation at the wrong time, notably going into that final corner with 700 metres to go. So you need all things to go well and fall your way as well.
Just running on the polka dot jersey of Valentin Mywhoosh, we have a climb coming up in 1,800 metres time. Time to just bid a fond farewell to Danny. Danny, enjoyed it today? I know it's been a long one.
It has been a long one. I have enjoyed it. It's been a nice little recovery day for us too, but it's going to be a bussing final, isn't it? I cannot wait. I'm going to pass over to Robbie now.
Yes,
so
welcome.
Enjoy. Cannot wait.
Well, farewell, Danny, for just for now, and welcome to Roman McCune as well. Robbie, we've got this little peaklet to deal with. It's naught more than a bump, it seems. A Category 4 test. There's so much power left in the sprinter's legs. Is that something for us to worry about? That there's maybe some faded minds, but some fresher legs, I imagine, today, and at least at this moment, after it's been a long reach, but it's not been a test for them. Their test comes, well, in 50.7 kilometres, for goodness sake. Is it dangerous because we've got a lot more options today? It's going to be busy.
It's not dangerous for them. However, the sprinters would prefer that there aren't major accelerations at the front of the peloton that makes them use energy they'd rather save for the end. We have seen in the past when there are greater opportunities like this sort of thing, but bigger, longer climbs, for sprinters of the ilk of Mads Pedersen to let his team go and ride on the front, put the pressure on and try and not even maybe get rid of other sprinters, but certainly put the hurt on them. This is not really enough to do that. I'd be surprised if they really tried to ramp things up here. And then this far from the finish, no problem.
Well, this man has rolled the dice. It's good, actually. I'm sure there's been a few phone calls made. I was actually looking down the list and thinking, well, which team are actually going to just throw somebody up the road? It's almost like throwing them to the lions, Sean. And Grelier has decided that it's going to be him. I guess the furthest down the list is Total Energies. The problem is, in this day and age, every single team wants to get something out of the race, and indeed are capable of doing so. So there aren't really any second-hand teams, really, that come via that wild card. I guess the nearest you might say to that is Total Energies, but they refuse to be lent on until late, clearly.
Well, yes, they have had a difficult time in the last years in the Tour of France, not having the best of results, and we were just talking about that a little bit earlier. They had some great years when Thomas Voeckler was in there, Pierre Roland, those guys were winning stages and also getting the yellow jersey for a number of days. But when you look, at the performance of this team in the Tour of France of recent, it hasn't been great, although they're still back in it because they are a French team, of course, and the wild cards, the national tours invite their home teams to those races, and they're out here now, and he's trying to just get something out of the day, and why not? And also maybe the reason that being invited by the organisation, they want to give something back as well. So to send a man up the road here, it makes it interesting. We're talking about him, and it's possibly open the race up a bit earlier than it would normally be if he hasn't went in the attack here a number of kilometres further back down the road.
Go today, probably go tomorrow, and indeed a few days after that as well. Certainly Tadej Pogačar, who wears the leader's yellow jersey coming into today. He owns it, but on countback, and therein lies a conundrum. He finished 4th and 14th, so giving him a total placement calculator of 18. Remco Evenepoel finished 8th and 12th, giving him 20, so essentially on the comparison 2 places further behind, which is why Evenepoel is 2nd overall. Gran just going through to take these mountain points. Jonas Vingegaard on 29 position, so 16th place on the first stage, 13th on the second, and Richard Carapaz 22nd and 10th, giving him a grand total of 32. The smallest number, of course, being 18. Therefore, Tadej Pogačar, because of his positions 4th and 14, leads. However, we've got a bit of a conundrum, and that is that if Remco Evenepoel finishes 2 places ahead of Tadej Pogačar today, or 3 to guarantee it, then he's going to take over the yellow jersey. They're all equal on time, Robbie. It adds another factor into the spin today. So they've got to be mindful of the yellow jersey. Would Tadej mind giving it away? Would Remco want it? Will they be racing for it?
Based on yesterday, Tadej Pogačar will be quite happy for it to go on to other shoulders. And I think Remco Evenepoel would be quite happy to take it. I think for him riding his first tour, Remco, I think he'd be ecstatic to find himself in the yellow jersey and wouldn't be overly bothered about extra press conferences and you name it, drug control, blah, blah, blah. He would just embrace it and find it one of the greatest days of his career to go into yellow jersey. Of course, the aim for all of them is to be in the yellow jersey that counts, the one that is put on your shoulders at the end of this race when it reaches Nice in around 3 weeks' time. But if you can take it along the way, I think Remco would not say no, and I think he'll be pushing ahead. I wouldn't be surprised if Tadej Pogačar sort of tracks Remco on the way in and purposely finishes about 2 or 3 spots behind him, if not 7 or 10, just to make sure of it. And the good thing, if Pogačar does indeed want to give it away, he won't have to really drop to the back of the peloton to find Remco and endanger himself of losing any time. Remco's also a rider who tends to finish right towards the front of the peloton, as is Jonas Vingegaard. So, if he wants to give it away, it should be a fairly simple task, and he'll be intent on, I guess, just getting it back again tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it is an oddity having 4 locked on in first place in the Tour de France, but because normally we kind of seek out gaps between them, and riders do too. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Evenepoel is going to be towards the pointy end. I'd suggest higher up maybe than Tadej Pogačar today.
Well, the other thing to consider is Richard Carapaz might want it more than both of them and really try and put himself up at the sharp end of the field where the others may not dare, and see if he can pop himself into the yellow jersey, and that would be an incredible thing for the EF team.
So here's your scenario. Richard Carapaz is racing Remco Evenepoel. Tadej Pogačar is giving a little power assist to both Carapaz and Evenepoel. And then tomorrow you just, I don't know, he's got the power to squish riders like bugs, hasn't he, when he puts his mind to it. Tried yesterday, didn't manage to shake off Jonas Vingegaard, who also sits, I might add, equal on time in 3rd place overall on countback. So Pogačar, Evenepoel, Vingegaard and Carapaz, any of them could be in the lead at the end of today, depending on their positions in comparison to each other over the 3 stages. Meanwhile, this man, Sean, is he's putting on a good show. He's still only got, he's been pared back because it's livened up behind him. Nobody wants anything silly to happen, but I don't think they're deliberately trying to catch him. They're almost catching him by default. They're getting into colour order, and after such an easement, I think you might say, in the pace that we've had so far this tour today, they've given themselves a break. Now they want to get the legs spinning. It's almost like getting on the rollers before the task at hand, Sean.
Well, it has been a long day on the rollers because they have been out here, for many hours and many kilometres, and we can see in the front of the peloton it's just starting to ramp up slowly, and because of that, this man is losing his advantage here. I think he went up to 40, maybe 50 seconds some time back, but now it's back down to that 20 seconds, and it's just starting to heat up slowly back in the peloton, and this will be the norm after the day. But if this man hadn't went in the attack, 20 kilometres further back down the road here, it might have been a bit more calmer in the peloton. But this is what we need, because they need to stir it up, because we were at the lowest pace average for the stage, and we need to get inside that at least.
There you go. Keep it up. Don't overdo it. We'll get a combativity prize. Absolutely. This is the most combative we've seen all day.
Didn't take much, did it? Come and stick your face at the front of the peloton, look determined, and you'll get yourself a red number for tomorrow, just about. But as you said before, Carlton, and as Sean just said, we're at the sort of the lowest prescribed average speed. It is so often the wildcard or invited teams, call them invited teams to the Grand Tours, that get the nod from the organisation. Say, now, you remember what we spoke about when we invited you to this race? We've got a schedule to keep, and when we're behind schedule, Well, over to you.
Yeah, we did used to have more of those invitee teams, those that wouldn't have a chance but potentially of getting anything out of a race. Very few these days. Welcome back, those of you who've been away briefly while we've been staying with Discovery Plus and their timeline marker service and the like. If you do subscribe, you'll be able to catch up. But yeah, we've just been dwelling on this man, of course, Grelier, out front, and his team have been on the radio and said there is a combativity award up for grabs. Keep going. I imagine that the only thing we edited out of that was them saying, make sure you look like you're suffering.
Well, I'm just looking at the speedo down the bottom right of screen, and he's well over 50 kilometres an hour, so I don't think he has to fake that one.
No, he's up for a combativity award, Sean. A good thing. He'll be on the stage later on today.
Yes, and
The podium, I mean.
for that he will get on the podium. He will also get €2,000, which is the prize. He also picked up, I think, that mountain classification, so that's also, I think, maybe 1,000 or 1,500. So he's getting a few euros in the pot for the team, also getting the exposure. That's what it's all about here, really. And you know, he's been on our screens now for the last 20 plus minutes, and getting great exposure for everybody. You know, the bike sponsor, the team sponsor, all of that. And as Robbie said, and I was saying a bit earlier, I think as well, the invited teams, they probably got a little bit of a request from the organisers. Okay, can you put a man up the road here, because we're just on the slowest time average for the day, and we need to get inside that at least. And I did talk about 39 today. It was something that organisers were expecting, where yesterday they had the slowest average time was 40. So the long stage, the big number of kilometres, all of that, it was calculated in the timings of today.
Well, it has been extraordinarily long, longest of the race.
Crosswind from right side.
There we are.
Remember, it's a bit more windy than we predict before the start.
Well, there we are. Brought to us, of course, a little bit earlier as well by Matt Stevens. It's blowing a hoolie, Robbie.
Well, I wouldn't quite say blowing a hoolie,
I just
but
wanted to say it.
yeah, I mean, if it's getting up that high, you already would have heard me say, the race being in Italy, that it's windy enough to blow the froth off your cappuccino. I know it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon there, but it wouldn't stop our great mate Dan Lloyd having a cappuccino. I know that much.
Could never be stopped. In fact, they used to question him when he'd go to the cafes. Really, cappuccino? And he got really quite huffy about it.
Anyway, it's not that windy. It's a breeze. I mean, it's blowing around 8 to 10 kilometres an hour.
Of storms, for goodness sake. And
Yes.
now you're telling us it's nothing to worry about.
Yeah, but that's different. Wind is different to precipitation, Carlton.
Okay.
At least where I come from, my side of the world. But that is the other thing, though. If those storms, which are they're saying a 50% chance of a storm coming over and hitting the peloton, what you do get in front of a storm, why they call it a storm front, is really quite strong wind as it comes across. So that could also be an element depending on which direction a storm may or may not eventually come from.
Yeah, when you get those, I forget what they call it now, but basically the spinning nature of a storm as well. Yeah, the wind comes around it, and so it can come from all different kinds of directions as well, depending on how big that body of storm is. So, anyway, back to this. Who's going to kick up a storm today, Sean? Who's your pick?
Well, I think you have to go for Philipsen. We see him already this year. He's after putting up some great performances in the sprints, and he's got the team around him. And if Mathieu van der Poel get into action in that final vital moment, which he did so many times last year, that combination, well then, for me, I think he is the one to take the honours today. But he has to, to get to that position, and the greatest sprinter in the world, he can always get into difficulty, and this is going to be a one where it is going to happen to some riders because of the nature where the stage is, only day 3. There's going to be a lot of riders able to get up there and cause problems for some of those sprints teams, and you get closed in, and then you have to make a move to get out around them. All of that will be going on. Yeah, it's a one where it is a one difficult to call, but I think if he gets a good run at it, well then I think he's the man. And of course last year we see the way he was dominating the sprints, but again we could see Groenewegen could just throw up one of these great sprints as he can do at times, and there is many others as well. Of course, Aaron Underlee, where will he go in this big company here? All of that we will see inside the next 40 kilometers. We'll know the answer.
Drew Costa just heading back from Magic Spray. I'm assuming this may well be insect related on the inside of his left knee.
Fucking stops update.
Can't see any injuries there. Who knows? They're about, you know. Robbie, what about your choice for today?
I'm going to stick with Dylan Groenewegen. He's the man I tipped this morning in our breakaway predictor competition. I was, I think I was third pick this morning. I took Groenewegen, but I would have liked to have picked him anyway. I think he's in really good form. Yes, I know people are saying, well, his most recent win was in his national championship, and you can't compare that to a Tour de France peloton. But there, he did beat Olaf Koy, one of the men of form this season, a winner of a stage in the Giro d'Italia. I think that makes it a high-level win in itself. I think he's in really great shape. He's got some really good teammates around him. His faithful domestique, Elmar Anders, but then Michael Matthews and especially Luka Mezgec, the veteran, but he is just so reliable to be in.
The fuck is wrong with this app?
He's a little bit more erratic, but just as reliable as Mikkel Mørkøv, the lead-out man for Mark Cavendish. You just know he's always going to get you where you need to be. So, Dylan's just got to make sure he's in position on time, which has sort of been the thing that's let him down on a number of occasions, that he sits a little bit too far back and can't find a way through. So if they can get him in a good starting position, nice and high up in that top 10 in the final kilometre, then I think he's as fast, if not faster, than everybody who's here. Philipsen is the favourite, and I've watched him over the last few weeks. Belgian Championship, the Tour of Belgium as well, where he was beaten twice by Tim Merlier. I just have the impression that Philipsen isn't quite as sharp as he was at the Tour de France last year. Doesn't mean he can't win, but I just don't see him as quite on the same level yet.
Well, for me, I was going to go for Underlee. I just think that everything's coming together, compounding for this man. He's been on terrific form. His
Why am
problem
I
is
still at
positioning once we come out of
115?
that final little corner. But the way he rode in the Belgian champs, I think he's absolutely fantastic. Now, that's my head speaking, but I'm going to go with my heart today. And I think every sprint day, one of us is going to have to pick Mark Cavendish, just out of loyalty apart from anything else. And so I'm going to go for Mark, because everything seems to be coming together for him in terms of his plans. Whether that turns into reality,
The wattage ain't
is
gonna
something
fucking
else.
change.
He looks as twitchy as I've ever seen him.
Fucking piece of
He's
shit.
got to make a bike change, which looked unnecessary, but nonetheless, he wanted it. The entire team is just dialed in for his potential today. And can he show it? He showed glimpses of it this year. It's been a difficult approach for him to get to this Tour de France. Of course it would have been, after, of course, exiting last year with a broken collarbone. Persuaded to get back on the bike. He's had a pre-planned, very long, drawn-out approach to this. He's done the sensible thing by going to races such as the Tour of Switzerland. He's got an amazing lead out with Davide Ballerini, Keesbol, and of course Mikkel Mørkøv as well. If he's got a chance, then today is an absolutely golden one. And will he take it? I certainly hope so.
Well, you know, big fans of Mark Cavendish, and people who have watched him a lot will be happy seeing bike changes, wheel changes, shoe changes, because when he's doing that, he is on.
Exactly. We're going through the sprinters on a Demar, giving the camera some love. Jesper Philipsen less so. Sam Bennett, of course, also in here. The red shoulders of Dylan Groenewegen as Netherlands champion for Jaco Alula. Of course, the Belgian champion Arnaud Delis. They're all here stacked up and ready with Gerben Tyson for Intermarché Wanty. He's their choice. Kokar giving us the smiles. This is from a little bit earlier on. Everyone's got the poker faces on right now. Jakobsen there, Gaviria, just making sure we're still talking about him. Mess with your head, why don't you? And why not Ackerman, who always the ultimate optimist. Whenever we speak to him, he's right up there. Yeah, that was great. I can't wait to hear him say that once again. Phil Bauhaus, why not? Just keeping it on the German side of things for now. 5 seconds only for our breakaway man. Everyone in colour order. This is early days, Sean, for them to be in this formation.
Well, formation at the moment is not too much of an urgency. We can see the way they're riding along here. It's quite a casual pace considering we're coming to the 35 kilometres to go. You would expect it to be a bit of a battle up front, but I think this run in, they know the road we can see here, it's quite a large road, and we don't have any more climbs to get over. The little climbs, that's where it makes everything nervous. So already calm still with 35 kilometres to go.
We're going to hear from Jens Vogt. His thoughts.
Hey, I just found a new official friend of us and official salute to everyone on Eurosport from the ASO. Look at this. We found new friends only for us for Eurosport. Merci beaucoup, vous êtes trop gentil avec nous. Merci beaucoup, bonne chance. Okay, and back to the commentators with a quick, big official salute Eurosport from the ASO motorbike. Back to the commentators.
There we are, as insightful as ever, Sean.
Yes, and the motorbike, of course, the blackboard is something that it's been, in the Tour de France for years, and it was something that was very important 25 years ago when you did not have the radios, and the riders were in contact with the director sportive all the time as they are now. So you depended on that blackboard. When there was a break out front, that would come back and it would give you the time gap that the breakaway was up the road. So you relied on that a lot in the race. In my early Tour of France, that was the way it was done, and they still do that tradition where they have the motorbike with the blackboard.
The lady who is in charge of the piece of chalk, by the way, former sapeur-pompier, I believe. I cannot remember her name, but she wrote in basically to the ASO and said, I'd really quite like to do that job, and if there's a space, could you give me a shout when it comes up? And sure enough, it came around, and she's been doing it for about the last 10 years, as far as I can remember. 33 kilometres from home. This man's got a 10-second margin, and Grelier, he's worked hard for that combativity award, and good on him for doing it. As far as the rest are concerned, well, it's a long list of sprinters. Will Wout van Aert have a dig for this Melissa bike? Christophe Laporte, European champion, would be the man to lead him in, if indeed Vingegaard is quite happy for that yellow jersey to sit upon the shoulders of others. UAE Team Emirates, well, it'd be Niels Pollitt if he was allowed to go. We'll just wait and see whether he's on duty for nursing Dani Pogačar through the dangers of the approach. With a new 5 kilometres out rule today, replacing the 3Ks to go marker for should there be any incidents for the GC men, it might allow a few off the leash because we'll be in that zone of safety, and Niels Pollitt may well just have a little bit of a dash. Let's see. Jacob Alula with new orange shoulders. Don't look for that orange, look for red for Dylan Groenewegen. He is the Netherlands champion. Jules Jensen, Michael Matthews, Luca Mesget, Luke Durbridge. Not in that order. Mesget should be last man, but Michael Matthews, I think, will be penultimate man in the lead-out train for, indeed, Groenewegen when he goes. Pitcock or Turner for Ineos Grenadiers. I don't think it's their kind of day. Mads Pedersen, certainly. He's been up for it. He's been sailing over mountains like other fast men do not. And today he was up for the intermediate sprint. So he has Squinch, Stuyven and Gibbons to lead him out. Ciccone might also get involved. Sam Bennett looks cock-a-hoop. He's got Dorian Godon and Ollie Nason leading him out. Phil Bauhaus, you never know. Bela Lugosi's dead and all that. That's his theme tune. Fred Wright, Mate Mohoric and Nico Arndt. It's a strong lead out. But Bauhaus often loses the wheel, and especially on double left-handers today, it might well be that he finds himself in the wrong place at the right time for others. Casper Pedersen, possibly for Soudal Quickstep. Don't count on it being significant. Danny Van Poppel, possibly likewise for Red Bull. We'll see what duties he's on for Roglic, who disappointed yesterday. Clement Russo for Groupama. Jesper Philipsen, as we have mentioned, for Alpecin de Koenig. Marijn van den Berg for EF Education Easy Post. Arguably the Belgian champion for a lot of destiny. Got Bullens his last man. Derek G will be on duties, as will Jake Stewart on behalf of Pascal Ackermann. Guillaume Boivin will be in the mix there as well. Brian Coquard for Cofidis. Gaviria for Movistar. We have Shapiro or Demar. I think Demar led out by Mozzato and Danny McClay for Arkea. The only questions were today, or one of the few, was that Alexander Kristoff would he succeed to Varenchol for Uno X Mobility. Well, for the men in blood and custard, it will be Alexander Kristoff, certainly Dujardin and Anthony Turgis leading him out. Possibly the other way around, but I don't think so. Dujardin for Total Energies. They've made us talk about them today. We would certainly be talking about them later on if that was the case. Gavin Tyson, we mentioned for Intermarché Wanty. Fabio Jakobsen off the boil at the moment, led in by Degenkov, Eekhoff and Velton. If it's a mess, if it's absolutely a mess, John Degenkov might even get a top 5 himself, because he seems to be able to skirt around and through, thread the needle, if you will, when it is really a big skirmish. If it is a skirmish, we think it will be. Technical approach as well. Mark Cavendish. He may not be the most powerful, he may not be the quickest, he's never actually been the out-and-out quickest, but he is aero, he is twitchy, he is brilliant, he's a great strategist, and if it gets a bit sketchy at the end, Ballerini, Boll and Morkov, it might just deliver Mark. Win number 35. Those are your sprinters. It's a long, long, long list, Sean Kelly.
Yes, it is a long list, and you know, they will be all confident that they can do something here, and they'll be all hoping that they get the perfect run in the last number of kilometres and get on the wheel of a rider that's maybe, you know, faster than you, that has to take it up a bit earlier, and that is what you're hoping for. And in the earlier part of the race, of course, you know, there's a lot of the riders here still feeling quite good, and this is going to be a hectic 29 plus kilometres here in the run-in. As we see Grillier, he's just left Dangle out there, and we could see there just a moment ago the roundabouts, the way the riders are going through straight across, bunny hopping over. That is the danger now in the final run-in. And the DSs, you know, they will be calling, okay, keep our man very much to the front of the top 20, 25 places. That's where it's important now, because, you know, you do not want to get involved in a crash. And yeah, the director sportives are always concerned that there could be, you know, a problem in the run-in, and they certainly don't want a GC man tangled up there in anything like that.
Nervous times, Robbie.
Well, it's a lot of tension now. Nerves, yep, there's a hint of that with some of them, and others are just so switched on and focused. It's not nerves. There is a certain tension, there's a certain anticipation, and then aggression starts to come in. When you talk to sprinters, and I know that I was not the only one, that you get to a certain point coming in towards the finish, and it's like there's a flick of a switch, and you just go into another mode as the race enters the phase where every metre becomes more critical. You can just switch yourself into this almost robot that will not heed for anything or anyone, because any effort extra you have to make is way too many. Everyone's got to get out of your way, and you must get through every gap.
There's a man who could be Remco Evenepoel, the leader of this race at the end of today. Depending on countback, there are 4 locked in the lead at the top. And it's all about position. Pogacar, Evenepoel, Vingegaard or Carapaz could lead at the end of today. 28 kilometres to go. We're going to head down and get the thoughts of Anders. He's talking about the last kilometre. After the Flamme Rouge, we have a double left-hander. The first one is a junction. It's a 90-degree. Then we have a quarter of a roundabout. It's similar, 90-degree, but takes a while to unwind. And then we have a kink in the road to the left with 500
We're
to
here
go.
in Torino with only 1 kilometer to go. This is the point that all the sprint teams have been talking about, because the run-in here is going to be super, super fast. It's a boulevard coming into here. 2 lanes. The last 3-4 kilometers is on this road until the riders take a left turn here. Nice wide road. Look down here. New tarmac. Normally the tram in Torino goes in here, but the organizers have been so nice to put new, nice tarmac on the road, so there will be no problems with the trams. And we will take you to the finish line in a moment and see the conditions up there.
There we are. Well, we're talking about the need, Robbie, to grind down traffic calming devices. And of course, last thing you want to do is get your wheel stuck in a tram line. Tram lining indeed is a thing almost by definition. They've filled it in to ease everyone further around the corner and to safety.
Yeah, it's a nice looking finish from what I've seen on Velo Viewer on the map. The corners are maybe 90 degrees, that one, but it's a nice wide corner, it's flat, and having seen them lay that new tarmac, and I'm not a subscriber to people who say, oh no, that's even more slippery when it's new with oil coming out. That is a load of rubbish. There's nothing better than brand new black top as you're racing in towards a finish, and especially if it's covering tram lines, it's the last thing you need to get a little bit out of shape there inside the final kilometre.
Can sweat a little bit if it rains, and we're hoping that that doesn't indeed happen today. But Sean, they've taken care of everybody. We've just been going through those who might be in yellow, but who's going to cope best today, team-wise, would you say, with the shenanigans that we're heading towards?
I don't know is the answer to that, Carlton. This is going to be, a big mishmash of teams trying to dominate in that final kilometres, and we see from Hannes there, that final corner, it's a very fast one, and that's where I'll be concerned. The riders will know that they can take it at very high speed, and riders will come maybe dive bombing up into that corner, and that's always dangerous. Where if it's a more tighter one, the riders maybe are aware, so they start slowing down a bit more. It's a high-speed one, and it'll be interesting to see, those two final corners. That will be vital to get around there, and the pace they will come in there, probably 60, 65 kilometres an hour trying to get around the corner on the new tarmac. And I don't think the new tarmac is going to cause the problem, but it wouldn't matter the surface. That just massive speed on there, it could be a problem. So that will be a concern for the sprinters to get through, and the place to be is in that that top 10 or 12 places. That's where you've got to be to get into that corner, and not have to make an effort to move up when you get into that final straight of 700 metres. But it's looking to be a nice run in. We did see some time ago there the islands in the middle of the road as well. They are really dangerous, and the interesting thing is there was nobody there with the whistle. Normally in France you have somebody has given the signal, blown the whistle there, and you're aware of that. But I see quite a few of them there, they're not being manned at all.
Let's see. All the DSs, Robbie, that's the problem. They're going to be calling for everyone to be up towards the front for that first turn.
That's always the problem, that everybody's given essentially the same plan to execute. There's just not room for all of them.
See the first corner.
That's what we love about it.
We have. Let's see the second of those corners, shall we? Not discounting the kink.
This is the finish in Torino, and it's going to be a sprint royale today here in Torino. It's a perfect finish and run in. It's going to be super, super fast. We were at the left turn with 900 meters to go. There's another left turn with 700 meters, but it's really wide. There's a left bend with around 550 meters to go, and from 500 meters to go, the riders will be able to see the arch and the finish line down here behind me. I will show you that in a moment. It's not so windy at the moment here. We have an open spot here with 200 to 100 meters to go, where there's a slightly crosswind. The riders will not feel that, but there's another thing the riders will have to think about if it will rain, because if you look here, we have the finish line behind. We're looking at the local forecast at the moment. There's a possibility of rain in the next coming hours before the riders come. On the left side here, the riders' right side when they run in, it's new tarmac. On the other side is more rough. It's an old tarmac, but it's completely perfect. However, if it rains, the new tarmac has a bigger possibility to get more greasy, more slippery than the older tarmac. Otherwise, we also have wide lines to the run into the finish that the riders have to think about if it rains. But I must admit, this is one of the most beautiful and perfect sprint stages, sprint finishes I have seen at a Grand Tour.
Thanks, Alan. There we are. I don't know whether that's UE Team Radio talking about here. Left side is ours. Left or right side on the finish, Robbie? Is it something that would even cross your mind when you're in the fray of that frenzy at the end?
Sometimes you don't get much of a choice when you're caught in that peloton and they're slinging from left to right. But ideally, if you're going to hit the front, based on what that very slight breeze is doing, you've got to consider that the sprinters will be doing up and over 72 kilometres an hour. There's a very slight crosswind from the left, so that would say that you'd like to be over towards the right barrier, so that anybody who happens to be in your slipstream and wanting to make a pass, you want them to come around on the windier side, on your left-hand side, into the breeze and catch as much of that as possible. You don't leave them the opening on your right to get that slingshot through with full protection from the wind. So that's the only thing you'd be trying to do if you possibly can. But as I said, you're often following what's going on in front of you. You're trying to pick up the slipstream as best you can of the riders who are leading out, and it all depends on where they decide to go or where they're forced to go. But it's not often an ideal situation in a sprint that you get. You've just got to go with what's in front of you. But if you get to decide, at least get across to a barrier. Don't let everybody get a free shot on both sides. Make everybody try to come around one side.
Oh, the amount of times I've seen you shouldering a barrier. I don't know. It was great calling you home. We have, of course, the gift of not only Robbie McEwen, but the great Sean Kelly as well, alongside me. Sean, race radio there for Team UAE Emirates said we need to control the left-hand side. I've seen that was the long way round last time and the longer way round this time as well. What are they up to? Is it the safer side?
Well, I think they want to keep, the riders together and keep at the left side. That way, the no riders cannot come up on your left and, crowd you out. And that's what the teams do. They try and keep it a little bit, they call it a little bubble, or, keep a line of riders, 3, 4 or 5 riders, and look after Pogacar. That's what we're seeing here. We can see him, just at one side of the road. We did see Sivakov there out of that roundabout. He made a too much of an effort, and then the other teammate from UAE, he lost the wheel for a moment. We could see there that they pushed their way through, and they're back very much to the fore here. We can see, at the moment, Pullet is the one who is continuing on to, keep the man in the position. But the problem is here, when you come to, a lot of people at the side of the road, it can get dangerous because they stand out, they're trying to take the photographs, and that is the risk here. When you're very much on the edge here, it is a little bit of a danger one, but yeah, a lot of teams try to do that. They either keep one side or the other.
Yeah, well, what we did see there at that roundabout was UAE go back to the right to take the shorter side of the roundabout and then get themselves back left.
Just noticing as well, Honor Dali just being brought up on the left-hand side of the road, so screened at the moment. A little bit of chit-chat between Vingegaard and Tadej Pogacar. Visma and UAE just dominating that left-hand side of the road at the moment. It's kind of blocked. There's not much room for teams to move up, and they've started to fret about it. I feel that Honor Dali did exactly that a few moments ago there, Robbie. He was trying to get up, almost got into the dirt on the side of the road because it was so busy.
Well, that wouldn't bother Arnaud Deli too much. The farmer boy from Belgium, done more than his share riding in the dirt. But there has been a bit of discussion going on for a number of kilometres now between Visma Lease Bike and UAE, the domestiques. I saw Jan Tratnik just having words with Tim Wellens and Niels Pollitt over on the left-hand side. It seems both teams have chosen to be over on the left, and there's not always the ideal line available to both of them. There's been a little bit of hand gesturing and chat going on, and it didn't seem like, how's your day going? I wish you best of luck at the finish. It's more pointing out what they're doing to irritate the other.
Dali on the left, Philipsen on the right, as you can see. Sam Bennett dead centre. Sometimes that's a wise place to be. You get an option as to which is the shortest way around any roundabout that you take. This is a long straight highway, a proper Roman road. Dylan Groenewegen also being picked out for you, the Netherlands champion, as you can see, to lead the Belgian champion, with that tricolor as well, with the coal, gold and blood. I don't know what they call those three colours, but anyway, that's my guess. Here we are. Maybe this was the moment that they were planning for, that shortest way, safest way through. Who knows? But roundabouts, beloved these days of town planners in both Italy and indeed throughout Europe, particularly in France over the last few years. They never used to be there, just klaxon signs, for goodness sake, give way to the right. It was a nightmare. No giving way today. A little bit of a flick out of the arm. Niels Pollitt just wants others to come through and share a little bit of the duty. A slight easement at the moment as we hit 18 kilometres to go. They would probably argue with that. Opsin de Koenig, just making sure that Jasper Philipsen is in a decent, clear, ranging position at the moment. Sean, 18 kilometres out is normally where we get the approach pace, but it seems to have knocked back big time.
Yes, it has been like that. It's been upped in pace a bit, but not for long periods at all. And as we go inside the 18 kilometres to go, we can see it's not going at full on gas at all. And teams are just trying to bust the front without making too much of an effort. And that's when it does group up. And we can see here, it's totally packed from left to right all across the road. And if you're back now in 60th, 7th position to get up, it's going to take a bit of an effort here, and to get the opening as well is a difficult one. And also the concern is if something happened here, if you have an island in the middle of the road or a rider touch a wheel, they're so packed together. If one go down, we could see quite a few going down. But it's relatively relaxed at the moment. There's not that aggression there that Robbie was talking about where they're pushing too much. Although we did see, I think, between UAE and Visma, I think that was the discussion there. They seemed to push through at a point and squeeze through the riders from Visma. But inside 18 kilometres to go, inside 17 kilometres to go, it's relatively calm at this point in the race.
Calm at 60k an hour though, and Carl, you said it seems to have eased off. Don't let yourself be deceived by the fact that the peloton's wide across the road one side to the other. You look at the intensity on the riders who are actually on the front. The others behind, yes, they're getting an easier ride in the slipstream, but the speed tells everything of the fight that there is to be at the front with your team. And I'm noticing not only the GC riders and their teams keeping good position, but there's quite a number of sprint teams already using riders up to try and stay right at the front, where I saw Mats Pedersen and his teammates sitting third, fourth row, bubbled up, none of them in the wind, just waiting, biding their time, because it's still 16 kilometres to go. It is way too early to use anybody that you want to get you in position when it really is critical for the sprint finish. You need to sit back, you need to just stay cool at the moment, don't get too nervous and hit out too early and use people unnecessarily.
Well, there is that ebb and flow at the moment. And looking at Mark Cavendish just a few moments ago, he's got a distinctive helmet with a black stripe down the centre of it. Lucky helmet, maybe. Let's wait and see. He was kind of meerkatting just at the back as we get another compression. We have this constant sort of acceleration out of the roundabouts, and then a little bit of hiatus as we, in terms of the hostility on the approach to it. Just looking through the pack here with 15.4 kilometres to go, and Arkea just getting themselves up and into position. Vauquelin making us talk about them yesterday. We might be talking about them in glowing terms. If it does get sketchy, remember Arnaud Demar's victory in Milano San Remo when there was a huge crash. I think was Gaviria involved that day? Boani was as well, I believe. And came through for victory. So we may get a surprise, but we hope it's not by that manner. There are plenty of riders here who can take a step forward if it does get sketchy. 14.9 to go, Sean. There's the 15 to go barrier.
Yes, and we can see, as Robbie mentioned, there were a moment there where I did up in pace, but it's dropped off quite a bit again. So it's not 50 kilometres per hour. Inside the final 15 kilometres, you'd be expecting to go at 65 kilometres an hour here, but it's not happening. And because of the slow day, I think it's not as aggressive. And you can see the riders as well. They don't need to be as aggressive because the pace is not that rapid here for the moment. But yeah, it's still quite a strong pace. But I was expecting to be, after an easy day, there would be a lot more moving on the front of the peloton here. As we can see, there's not that much aggression for the moment inside the final 15 kilometres.
Just looking at Ben Turner moving up. He may have a free hand because Rodriguez and Bernal are on the other side of the road. Haven't managed to pick out Geraint Thomas just yet. He'll just be getting himself... Oh, there he is. Centre of the road, just at the bottom of your screen. 14 kilometres to go then. And it's still that sort of washing machine effect, Robbie, here.
Well, I mean, there's still plenty of pace on. We saw a moment ago over 50, and at this time, 14 kilometres still to go. It's that ebbing and flowing in the peloton where there's critical points coming up, and this is where the outriders of the teams are really important. So the people who go through to the finish in the car, they would be saying at this point, left-hand side only, do not get caught out on the right. So they're making notes all the way in, passing that through to the team. And it's quite like a rally driver being told it's a long left, fifth gear, 140 k an hour. We've had a fall by one of the riders from Sudal Quickstep.
Yeah, not what you want. It's Casper Pedersen, who was their only sprint choice of the day. And I'm afraid he's touched the wheel and down he has gone. No hurry to get up either. I hope he is okay. Looks like his knee's taken a knock. Well attended to, but it'll be for Remco Evenepoel to do his own thing. Let's have a look at the merge here, Sean. This is where it happened.
Yeah.
Lucky everybody gets around there because at the pace they're going, we could see riders had to make a correction there, and we can see Pedersen, he's after having quite a lot of road rash here, and no hurry to get up, of course, because at this point now it's just over for him. He's just hoping that he's not too injured here, but for the moment looks to be in a bit of pain.
Meanwhile, 12.5 kilometres to go. Just picking out a few of the notables for you. Again, it's a big squeeze constantly here, Robbie. It's not comfortable to watch.
No, it was one of the Alpecin de Koenig riders trying to squeeze his way just on the inside of that hay bale around a traffic aisle. He's just been dislodged from the rest of his team as Pedersen has checked out, but sunglasses back on the face. He just says, get me up and get me back on. I'll ride my way through to the finish. God, they're tough.
Concussion protocols just being invoked here, but 12 kilometres to go. He's okay. He'll remount. Let's get back up to the front and see indeed what's happening. And here it is. Alpecin de Koenig with a long drag on the right-hand side of the road with Jesper Philipsen. Of course, their main man, dead centre. Fabio Jakobsen showing a great deal of poise. They're bossing the centre of the road, giving them an option to go left or right. Tadej Pogačar with his yellow jersey there. It's about preservation, of course, for him for deeper into the race. He may well hand over that yellow jersey, as we have already discussed. We shall wait and see if that is the case. 11.5 to go. Bloodied but unbowed. Casper Pedersen is indeed back on board the bike. Out of position entirely were Cofidis at that last roundabout. They took the right-hand side. It was a long way for them to go and rejoin. And I'm not even sure if it wasn't one of those that compromised Casper Pedersen.
Of UAE or Visma, we have 6 roundabouts in a row, okay? All fast on the left side. But I think you need to jump in front of them.
There we are. Quickest way through, Robbie.
Yeah, well, that is just perfectly illustrating what I said before. The outriders go through, they mark everything down, they pass it on to the team director, to Mark Renshaw, then passing that on to the team like the navigator in a rally car. So his team's got the instruction, try and get in front of UAE and Visma. They're on the best side of the road for those passage through the 6 upcoming roundabouts. So those are a lot of straight roads on the lead into the finish in Torino. There's a handful of roundabouts, and you absolutely have to know which is the fastest and shortest side to take, so you don't just put yourself way out of position and have to fight so hard and waste energy to come back.
Wondering whether Wout van Aert is going to have a little bit of a free hand today. That would be a story in itself. So many of those to tell. Marijn van den Berg is being guided up by, it wouldn't be surprised to see Bettiol involved. Not there just yet for EF Education Easy Post. Another roundabout to deal with. Left-hand side is the quickest way for all that they have to deal with, or at least in terms of an average. It's a pretty straight road from here on in, to be fair. 10 Ks to go. We've seen very little diversion, save indeed for the ring road that we've been heading around. Our ultimate destination is Turin, but some nasty turns towards the end. High paced, you can see it, it's strung out. Left-hand side of the road, right-hand side of the roads. Well, if you make a choice, you can leave the centre open, and steaming up through the middle right now, Lidl Trek with Mads Pedersen. Haven't really spoken about the red helmets so far, but they're here, Sean.
Yes, they're here, and I think all the sprinters are pretty much here. We can see, the guys from Arkea, they're, shouldering a bit up there. We can see DSM for Jakobsen. We have seen Alpecin de Koenig up there, so it looks like that. Yeah, pretty much all the sprinters are in a good position for the moment as we go through the 10 kilometres to go. And yeah, that was a very, very technical one there. All them roundabouts we could see, a lot of shoulder bumping going around those ones. And now we're on a straighter section of road, and we can see it's back to a bit of normal here. But you can see the yellow jersey, Pogačar, in a great position all the time there on the left-hand side, with a number of teammates always in front and behind him.
Healy just getting himself up and into position. He won't be gunning for it today. I don't think he's on protective duty for Richard Carapaz, who might make a steal of the yellow today. Let's see. There's Bettiol down here. Number 201 is Magnus Cort. May well be part of the approach for Alexander Kristoff, who he has self-declared as the man of the day, despite struggling in the mountains. And we pass over this rather spectacular pavilion here and its hunting grounds, the Shasta, wherever. Soren Varenschold is the lead-out man for Alexander Kristoff a little bit later on. It's a very fetching chateau. Should have seen it a little bit earlier on. 8.5 kilometres to go. Roundabouts aplenty. Some top topiary here for us to ponder. Meanwhile, back downstairs where the action is, we pick up with Chris Juhl Jensen. Seems to be out of position. He's supposed to be part of the lead-out train for Dylan Groenewegen. I don't know what's going on. Maybe he doesn't need him. Let's see. 8.2 kilometres to go. Bahrain also in the mix here. They've got ambitions for Bauhaus, Robbie.
They have big ambitions for Phil Bauhaus, and why wouldn't you? He's won in the Giro, he's won in the big World Tour races, and if he can get the run, he likes to hit out early, go long, the big German, and he's very hard to come back over the top of. I wouldn't say he's the favourite against the likes of Philipsen, Pedersen, and Dylan Groenewegen. Now, more pure sprinters, certainly Philipsen and Groenewegen, but you do never know, and you've got to be in it to win it. And Bauhaus, he'll certainly be taking the risks that are necessary to get himself up there, and he'll be piloted by Nikias Arndt in particular. He's the lead-out man that has paired so well over the years with Phil Bauhaus. Look at him stacked across the road on the right-hand side, yellow jersey, Tadej Pogacar just next to them. Visma, Lisa Bike, Jonas Vingegaard, Lidl Trek there. Tim de Klerk still working hard, and Alexander Kristoff's men next to them, to their left. The green jersey poking through of Abrahamsen, all working for Kristoff. Up the middle, got Decathlon for Sam Bennett. They are just all over the front, and everyone considers themselves a chance of winning.
Interesting. UAE Team Emirates just slamming the door on Astana, Kazakhstan, and wanted to come up on the right-hand side of your screen, so left-hand side for the riders of the road. Interesting as well, Ineos Grenadiers, they all want to get to that safety position. With the roundabouts that we've had, it throws a little bit of a spanner in the works as far as the GC riders are concerned. They want to stay as safe as just about everybody else. One route only through this rather large highway roundabout, and they all get through, albeit strung out just a little bit. And those positions have to be re-fought for, Sean. Not what you want, certainly this late. Bruno Amarai wouldn't have been part of the lead-out anyway, but nonetheless, it shows you what's at stake here, Sean, and the pitfalls therein.
Yes, we can see there he just starts to slide out and gets his foot out, but just goes down there. And yeah, it just tells that at any time, any place, you can start to slip a little bit, and maybe the white line as well.
Oh no! Well, by the pole, side of the road. And now on the radio, and that may well be that, at least for the last lead-out man,
huge
would have been
blow
for Jasper Philipsen. It's
massive.
A massive knock, Robbie.
It is a huge blow to Jasper Philipsen not having Mathieu van der Poel. He surely won't get back with 6k to go. So they're going to have to just reshuffle the lead-out. Jonas Rickard is going to have to become the last man. Van der Poel back underway quickly. Need a miracle to get back anywhere near the front, but you do never know with this man.
Well, if anyone can, he can. Let's wait and see. I think it's too much. Look at this. X-Mobility on the left-hand side of your screen into that gap as well. Alberto Bettiol bringing the Tricolore up, hoping for Marijn van der Berg to deliver something. Huge moment here. Tim de Klerk continues that tractor work for Mads Pedersen, gritting his teeth, as you can see. Looking cool, calm and collected. Visma Lisa Bike just for the time being. Here come Bahrain with Bauhaus with their aqua helmets. And you look further over towards the left-hand side of your screen, heads up here, and you can see that Jaco Alula are getting involved here. Opens up in the centre, and Movistar come to join the fun as well. 5Ks out, another roundabout just about to head to us with about 4.3, and it's a bit of a technical one as well. It'll be magnified by the pace that they take it at. Get those cameras out of the riders' faces, for goodness sake. 45 seconds back to Van der Poel. I'm afraid he's not going to get back on. Centre of the road opens up, and it is for Gerben Tyson for Intermarché Wanty, their described sprinter today. It does open up as well, and some shoulderage going on here for Astana, Kazakhstan. They're fighting for position in every way they legally possibly can. Team DSM Firmenich post NL hit the front. Fabio Jakobsen, their chosen son, shouldering them is Lidl Trek at the moment. 4.3 to go, and this is a wide open highway that is going to get compressed dramatically after the Flamme Rouge. So our first finish line, if you like, is just before the Flamme Rouge. You better be in a good position if you're going to have a chance of delivering anything, Sean.
Yes, well, it's all about, holding your position here, not to be too early on the front either, because still with 4 kilometres to go, this is a long way until we get to them 2 left-handers and then into the final straight. But we can see, it's changing all the time. We can see a lot of the teams are on the front, and suddenly another team comes over the top and just push them out. But we can see DSM, Arkea, they are up here. EF also in a good position.
It's a Mosh, Jacob Alula, your choice, Dylan Groenewegen. Not in the frame just yet, but steaming up like a steam train here, just on the coattails of Israel Premier Tech, Robbie.
And what you'll also notice is that the teams of the GC riders have dropped back. The safety zone today, 5k to go. They're inside that, and that's why they've now dropped away, gone from 3k out to 5k to enhance safety. Let the sprinters and their teams do their thing. Alberto Bettiol, the Italian champion, bringing Maren Vandenberg up the middle in the pink colours. All the other big name sprinters, well, we've got Arno Dele's boys, Lotto Destiny on the right-hand side in red, and the rest so far washed away. No Alpecin de Koenig trying to move up on the left, but it is just one big washing machine. Find your way through this.
Through the soap suds, and I'm afraid it's an early bath for this man. He got to 33 seconds margin. He's now realised it's not a task he can complete today. That's a real shame, I'm afraid, for Jesper Philipsen. Let's see how important Van der Poel was for him. Meanwhile, steaming up, doing a great job on behalf of Arno Dele. Haven't seen the Belgian tricolore, but he's there in about wheel 4, just intermingled with them. GSM, and a big one as well. Huge, and it's over towards the Astana lead out here. I'm just hoping that they have all got through here reasonably safely, but let's see who is on the deck. We'll catch up with that in a few moments' time. And the big suffrage going on here is from Israel Premier Tech, I'm afraid. They're the ones who are most involved, and there's some afters going on here as Renard starts to offer up accusations. This is the problem we have, a wide open highway coming down to a big compression to 2 left-handers, 1.8 kilometres to go, and Degenkolb, we said a steadying hand, that's exactly what you need. He's over there on the barriers just trying to make sure that Fabio Jakobsen has the best lead in. It looks like a good train to follow as well. Others have nipped over to join that. Phil Bauhaus, I think, might actually have taken that option. Let's wait and see. 1,500 metres to go, lots of space to play with, perhaps a bit more than we thought, because the crash will have hampered a few that have been knocked back here. Astana still in the frame, can't see Mark Cavendish, just for the time being, one man only representing them just for the time being. It's Ballerini. Oh, let's wait and see. Can't see Mark Cavendish just for the time being. Here is that little turn, big one, 90 degrees. In fact, coming after the Flamme Rouge, ticker slightly out here. So that has been stripped out, and now it will be the drive for the line. Big opportunity here from Gerben Tyson. I think it's fair to say so many runs in have been compromised here.
Sam Bennett in the good position there in the wheel of the Lotto man, and we can see here it's Intermarché who is controlling, but 5th, 6th position, maybe a bit further back, is a great place to be with this 600 metres to go.
No sign of Groenewegen just for the time being either. Waiting for those red shoulders to show themselves. Big pickup here. Fabio Jakobsen still waiting for Sam Bennett to launch. He may well do so right now. And it's a drag to the line, and suddenly Mads Pedersen finds himself in a superb position right now. Oh, this is what you want, but Dele's on his case. Here comes the Belgian champion. Gaviria is also in the frame here. We said sometimes he comes very, very good. Gamay is on the barriers here. It's going to be a 3-up throw to the line. Oh, Billy has done it. That is amazing. Biniam Gamay wins it for Intermarché 1T. That is absolutely magnificent. And we will hand out our congratulations to all who made that through. What a dramatic finale that was. And Biniam Gamay makes the very best of it.
Well, shoulders from Dele onto Mads Pedersen, who then just goes out to the left. Next to the barriers, sliding through the gap. Dylan Groenewegen.